Okay, so let me just go to Blockstream, right? So basically, really quick, right? So now I'll make this a pretty quick video because I'm not going to do most of the research for you. I've done a little bit of homework on this, but it is a very complex way to do things, I guess. And then the people behind Simplicity are looking to, I guess, kind of give out the information. So they're not like hoarding how it works. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to make it simplified so that people can understand what it does and how it works. But I would say that oversimplifying something could also complicate the way you say it. Okay, so it can also be complicated. So Simplicity is a new language for blockchains, right? So basically, the way that they're looking at themselves are like blockchain 3.0, because we have blockchain, which is which Bitcoin runs on top of, right? So we have blockchain and the way that runs, and the way the blockchain works, as well as how Ethereum works. So and if you ask me, I would say that Ethereum and blockchain or Bitcoin, whatever, they both run on blockchain, but I'll say that they do run very, very differently. Okay, so the way the ledgers work are very simple, are very similar. So I'm assuming the ledger for this will be very similar to blockchain, but at the same time, it would also be a little bit different. Okay, so I don't think it's as simple as Hashgraph, but this seems to be, I guess, in a sense, simplified way of thinking. Okay, so they kind of go through all the information here and basically explaining to you like pretty much how they see the problem and how they're looking to resolve it. Okay, so and they kind of go over it. I guess kind of comparing themselves to Bitcoin blockchain as well as Ethereum on their Ethereum network. They don't use like smart contract and stuff like that or ERC20 to explain it. They kind of go into that. Then they talk about the new language, right? So this is supposed to be like a blockchain new language, right? And I'll try to go over it really quick and brief, but at the same time, you have to understand that it's overcomplicated way of speaking about it because they're trying to simplify it for it to make sense, but it's again overcomplicating it. It's almost like if you're trying to tell someone how to find the square root of 144 that has not done multiplication yet, it's hard for them to understand what it is you're talking about so that you can explain to them so that every time they see 144 square root and then maybe 121 square root, maybe it makes sense. So you're trying to explain to them how square roots work, but they've never done multiplication. That's kind of how they're kind of comparing this and explaining this, right? So it says in this paper, we propose a new language that maintains and enhances the desirable properties that Bitcoin script has, while adding expressiveness, right? Our design goals, right? So to create expressive language that provides users with the tools needed to build novel programs and smart contracts. So remember that with Waves or with blockchain, you can build your own dApps, which are developer apps, right? You build on top of those blockchain. And then with smart contracts, you can see what you're getting in return every time something goes out, the value of it at that time, and when something comes back. So you have that ability to run on top of the Ethereum network, right? So they're saying they want to merge the two, which a lot of people are trying to do, but I think that they run into this problem where their efforts are null and void because they really are saying they want to do it, but they really don't want to do it. Okay. At the same time, some of these coins that say they want to do it, they don't have a mining aspect to it or even a staking aspect to it. This, in a sense, does because you can run a master node to actually help mine more Simplicity coins, right? Enable static analysis that provides useful upper bound on the amount of computation required, right? Again, that's just oversimplifying pretty much nothing. Like I don't really read how that makes everything simple, right? But I'm assuming that when it says enable static analysis, basically static means that it doesn't move. So I'm assuming that the way that they're going to compare things and do things, it's not going to move. Like if the value moves up and down, I guess that if you look back at your, I don't really know. I'm trying to explain it, but it's over complicating itself, right? Minimize bandwidth and storage required, and enhance privacy by removing unused code at redemption time. So basically, they're saying that they've created a language, right, that is not going to be pretty heavy. To use it, it's going to pretty much be pretty fast because it's going to go over the network pretty fast. As long as there are a bunch of master nodes, it should go over very simple, as you know, very quick and very fast. The problem that I can see that this having is removing unused code. It wouldn't need to be there if it was unused. So to put something in use and then remove it because no one's using it, I don't know what that means. Does that mean that, okay, if there's a wallet out there, or does that mean that if there's something out there that no one's using, then it will come off the network? Minimizing the storage as well as keeping the bandwidth high, stuff like that. I don't really understand that part. Again, oversimplifying, it's nothing, maintain blockchain design and self-contained transactions whereby programs do not have access of any information outside the transaction. So given the fact it's a privacy network, if me and you do a transaction, then basically the person on the left who may want to see this transaction, they can't. Using blockchain and using smart contracts, I can see every single transaction. That ledger makes it very simple. But this does not say it's going to be doing that. This is basically saying that this is privacy, so you're not going to know who it came from, where it went, and you may not even get those public keys to see which two addresses even attached to it into that transaction. The only way you'll have the transaction is if someone gave it to you, or if you gave your transaction to someone, or if you're part of that transaction, then you'll have the transactions. But I guess that's how there's, again, oversimplifying nothing, And then last but not least, this is provide formal semantics that, semantics that facilitate easy reasoning about programs and existing off-the-shelf proof assistance software. So basically what they're saying is that, let's say you wanted to come up with your own dApp and use simplicity. It's going to be very simple. It's probably going to be just as simple as Ethereum is, or Waves. So creating on top of their platform should be very simple. Everybody wants to have that, but at the same time, can they really do it? So right now they don't have it, but we'll see it in the future, right? And then it goes on for more information, and then they kind of break down the way that the Simplicity core works. So then they break it down some more. You can read through it if you want. I'll leave the link in below. But this is why I'm talking about simplicity, right? So before, like I told you guys before, sorry, so didn't mean to go to this. Actually, I pressed backspace and then I clicked on it on accident. So you can mine it, right? So on their website, they talk about the mining aspect of it. And also on this Bitcoin talk, they talk about the mining aspect of it. So if you do mine, your reward that you're looking at is, I guess it all depends, right? So this is how the proof of work reward works, and how you get paid out. But basically, where is it? It was up here like 2 seconds ago. The mining stake is 2 hours minimum, and then the maximum before you get a payout will be 14 days. So you should see payout every 2 weeks. And then here goes the proof of stake reward. So as long as you're staking, it looks like you'll probably get about, if you're only doing 0 to 600 blocks, you're not going to get anything. But annually, as long as you're doing over 600, you should be getting about 22%, which isn't a lot. So if you have, let's say, like for me particularly, I have 2.5 million. So if I have 2.5 million of these tokens and I stake them all, or I run a node with them all, then pretty much I'll be getting back yearly, right? So out of my 2.5, we're getting back about 50,000 or so, or 500,000, I think it is. So depending on, the value of the coin later on, right? So they have a bunch. So it's not like, me having 2.5 million, it's like a whole bunch. It's not really a lot at all. Right now, if I'm not mistaken, let's look at it actually. Right now, supply-wise is 3 billion out of the total supply. Right now, it's total supply out there, I believe, is 800. It's I forget the number. It's something million or billion, something billion. Hold on. So total supply is I think it's like almost like a trillion. It's like half a trillion or something like that. Let's see. Sorry, I forget the number. It was up here somewhere. I think it was on the website. Anyway, I think it's like 500 million. And then right now they only have deployed is like 200 million or something like that. It's something like that. I don't remember the exact number, right? So, uh, I'm sorry. I think it's like 500 billion is the supply. I think that's what it is, and it's like almost 5 million out there. So it's something like that. It's a lot though. Like whatever it is, it's a whole lot. It's like way more than it necessarily needs to be, right? So when you go to this website right here, this website will break down how the master node works. It will also tell you where you can buy. Right now, it's only Coin Exchange, which I think is a very good and smart thing to do. Is going something like Coin Exchange because of the popularity of Coin Exchange as well as the overall usage of it. So, and you know, it won't help your coin go up. Any exchange will not help. But at the same time, it is a place that you want to be at because it just has more coins on there for people to buy. So if it does get popular or if the value of the coin does spike, then you know Coin Exchange will be the one that people will run to, right? So let's talk about this, right? So right now the coin's value is super duper low, right? Right now for 200,000, it's only going to cost you about $20. It's not actually even that much. It's like $20. I don't think it's even $21. So it will cost you about $20 to run a master node. I have 2.5. I didn't really put much in. I put $250 in, and I'm just going to probably get like 500. I'm gonna probably put down another $250 just so I can end up with another 2.5 million. So I can end up with a whole 5 million. So I'll have 5 million, but that's just a very small, slim amount, right? And then if you look at it, if you run the master node, I'm only talking about this because it's something that people are talking about. So I just want to just show people information. So if I had 5 million and I ran the master node, I should be walking away with about not $5 a day. I'm sorry, about $50 a week, right? Which is not a lot because the token's value is like a hundredth of a penny, right? So it takes 100 of these to equal 1 penny, right? So that's kind of how that works. So I'll end up making about $50 a day, and then monthly I'll probably make about $25. I'm sorry, I was making $50 a week, and then about about $200 a month. So it's not a lot, and about $2,000 a year, right? So it's not a lot, not a lot at all, right? Right? But I'm just pointing it all out because right now it's at the lowest it's ever been, right? So if you were to buy, as you can see, the highest it was at one point was about a penny, and then it spiked to 2 pennies, right? So about 2 cents right now, $2 at 2 cents at in US value, right? I'm trying to get over it, but it won't let me. There it is. Okay, so at almost about 2 cents, right? So at one point it went to about 2 cents, and then out of nowhere it just plummeted. So yeah, so this is a coin that I want to see what happens with it because right now it's only a half a Bitcoin away from doubling. That does not mean that people will not be still selling underneath this number, but that means that they'll start to chip away from this 12. As this 12 starts to get chipped away, you'll start to notice that if you are keeping track of this coin, start to notice that the 3 will go up. So you'll see more than 3 here. I'm only doing this, again, I'm not telling you guys to invest. I'm doing this because I want to keep track of what I'm actually investing in. And I want to just make sure that when I do start investing again in stuff and I start pulling away, I want to just see where was my mindset, what was I investing in. So don't invest because I'm investing. Don't invest because someone else is investing. And don't invest because anything. I don't recommend people investing at all. This is just me just saying, okay, this is what I'm doing. And I just want to just keep a healthy track of what I'm doing. So average, I've been looking at them almost every single day for the past week and a half, about the past week. They've only been up for about 9 days, so on this exchange. And I've noticed that what I've noticed is that they're doing about 1 to 10 Bitcoins a day. The more Bitcoins that they do in volume, the faster it went down, right? So, and one day it wasn't doing that much, but then out of nowhere, it just plummeted down, right? So, and right now, since it's the lowest it can actually be, it can't go any lower than this. To me, that was a good sign to buy because it's only been 9 days. So even if I have to wait a year for this thing to finally start going up, I don't really see that being a huge problem. So that's about it. I just wanted to go over it, and then soon I'll start the stake, and then I'll show you guys the information on that, and so you guys can actually see what happens after that. But yeah, I just wanted to go over the information really quick, really briefly. I'll leave all the links down below. If you guys have any questions about it, let me know. If you have any other coins you believe in that may, like I said before, 20 to 50 or maybe even 100x in the next 20 to 50 or even 100 days, let me know. I want to share as much information. If they do spike and I do a video on it before it spiked, then obviously that means that and you have to have some information. I'll pay you out on that. I think I'll forget the exact payout. I'll forget the exact payout, but I'll let you guys know when I do it, and then how much the payout is if it does spike. So, and just give me your estimates. So, you know what I mean? I think there's a lot of people out there that are very smart, just don't have enough money to invest. And if you don't, hey, don't have to invest anything. I'll invest for you. And then if it spikes, we get paid. If it doesn't spike, you know, I'm into a coin that, you know, we just have to wait until it spikes. And once it does, we get paid. So, any questions, let me know. Comment, like, subscribe, share, and then definitely join us in Telegram.